Three, two, one, you're on.
Hi guys, Alex here. Welcome back to Girl Talk. I've got a little bit of mess and a little bit of drama today for you guys. For today's video, we are going to go ahead and do a Shantopolis world update. The past couple of days in Shantopolis have been an absolute train wreck. What is going on with Foodie? We are going to go ahead and give you guys the complete rundown, all the deleted community tabs from this week, all the live streams, including 2 new live streams from today. We will touch on Salah's shady past. If he's hiding this, what else is he hiding? Really makes you think he's about as shady as a $3 bill. Of course, we'll get into Foodie Beauty's narrow escape from Doha. She was praying to God that she would make it back home. It was scary. We will give an update on her scam situation. It gets worse, but also weird. And rounding that off, we're going to talk a lot about her health update / diagnosis and her new house, which she has finally moved into. Back to Syria, y'all. Yeah, all that and more coming up on today's edition of Girl Talk. Let's just get right into it. I mean, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a girl. She was lonely but wanted to travel the world. So she met her Prince Charming on an app, flew all the way to Kuwait, and he wouldn't tap. She laid on the couch and it made her bored, but she wouldn't even pick up or do her chores. Then one day while playing with her clam, she got the idea to take a cat off the street and scam. Things would go wrong. She should have left it with its mom, because now you're stuck in Syria and die. All right, you guys, welcome back to our Salopolis world update. Totally kidding, but let's go ahead and start off by talking about these now deleted, very, very telling community tab posts. I will go ahead and include them in full so you can pause to read if you would like. Pause Kuwait. Chantal says that she will no longer post anything regarding her donation scam or address it. It's the last time that she will be addressing this. Don't talk about my scam, said the scammer. Real original, girl. She also says, and I quote, "If any of you think I would scam Salah's family, you are insane and that is your problem, not ours." So this is now Salah's family? She clearly stated previously that not to be the case. She's just lying about that to cover up her con, right? But why delete it? Also, if this is your family, why not help them out yourself? Why do you have to beg and grift and then run off and blow thousands on a pointlessly gluttonous, unnecessary trip? Then complain about how expensive fixing the house is. You wasted thousands on that trip to Doha, and you want your audience to pay for Salah's supposed family member's schooling, but then also act like you're so giving? None of it makes any sense. What makes the most sense is it funded this trip. Not in its entirety, but enough so she was able to do it and pay for AC and pay for solar panels and pay for whatever renovation the house needed. Where did all the money come from? There are people that think behind the scenes she got even more than $1,100, but I guess we'll never know. She says that refunds are off the table for anyone because the money has already been used. It all went to Doha. I mean, the evidence is right there on her channel. She showed the grocery haul for the hotel room, even claiming that she ate the whole haul in one day, which doesn't surprise me. And she got Outback Steakhouse. That was something that she wanted to try so bad. Girl, it's Outback Steakhouse. It's not that great. The whole hotel trip is just a joke. She did nothing. It was really just for AC and Western food. In fact, the video she put out eating Outback Steakhouse was disgusting. She sits there and admits that it was because she was missing certain comforts from the West. And coming on the heels of this donation situation where people don't know where the money went, it makes her look 10 times worse. She returned to live streaming yesterday, but there was no footage of her yet. She is sick. What else is new? She claims to be back in Syria. She is in Syria. Salah was there today. She might have to go to a hospital there soon. She says that sitting in the air conditioning and just eating for weeks didn't help her. You don't say. She's in the new house, but clearly the AC was not priority. She still does not have AC. Shows how much Salah gives a crap, because wasn't that the whole reason for her vacation? She was short of breath, had possible clots, C19, a swollen abdomen. These were all of her symptoms, and people expected the worst. I saw a lot of chatter on Twitter saying that these sorts of symptoms could point to something extremely dangerous. But Salah wasn't able to take her till today. What exactly was he doing? Well, living his second life. No, she claims that he was driving family around and he doesn't really understand how bad it is. Maybe he does. That's why he told her to stay home in Canada. And now he just is like, whatever. She quit her blood thinners years ago. She was originally taking them for clots that I believe are still festering in her lungs. She got out of her bed in the hotel in Doha and struggled to make it to the bathroom. So she ended up getting wheelchair service on her flight. People in the chat were saying it's super urgent that she go see someone right now. She did not want to do it in Qatar because it was too expensive. In the background, you can hear pew-pews or fireworks. She says that some people use their pew-pews for celebrations. She's thinking about calling an ambulance right then and there. But like, seriously, this whole situation is just sus. Does she want people to feel bad for her? Does she want to distract from the scam? Did she have to get back to Salah in any way, shape, or form? It's not hard to believe that she's having issues, although it does seem over-exaggerated. The chat starts to bring up her scam again, so she starts to rage about the scam. Raging isn't exactly going to help her at this point, or maybe it will. We wouldn't believe any proof that she would post, so we get nothing, is what she says. But the problem with that is she planned this from the start. She was never going to provide proof. But when she initially asked for donations, she said that proof would be provided, and people donated under that guise. So you have to. Hello. She says, people act like I'm the first person to feature a child. If Miss Rachel had P3POs in her chat, that's not her fault. Okay, first of all, you're a former SW, still doing eating content. Your channel has been known to attract wackos, P3POs, and flat out crazy people. She claims that the haters are so wild and so out of pocket. Why expose a child to that then? Don't be a weirdo. Fast forward to today, she went live again. This one was called, Well, I Saw a Doctor and I'm Shocked. She's out of breath, just sitting there, panting and panting while sitting on some filthy chairs outside. She turns off the sound and covers her mouth to talk to Salah off camera. Sad. Keeps complaining that nobody is watching. She kind of went live at a weird time. Barely anyone was talking in her chat. She looks crazy. The video is off, quote unquote off. Her skinny filters are back on because it's like crunching her in. The video is like crunched in. She complains about the bathroom being too far from the bedroom in their new home. She could barely get there. I know she's going to have a lot of things to say about that home. It'll never be good enough for her. Let's be real here. She debates whether or not they're going to get AC because the temps are going to go down soon, which I thought was odd. Does she not even plan on living there till next summer? I guess it would give her more time if they are running low on funds. I mean, people don't con if they're doing well, do they? She begins to detail the doctor's appointment. She says that the doctor listened to her lungs, gave her a nebulizer, gave her a shot in the hip, an x-ray at the end. They concluded that she might have a bronchial infection or bronchitis. I do find that a bit hard to believe because she's talking pretty much normally, although she did say that it was worse in Doha and that she could barely speak to the woman at the airport, so maybe it's gotten better since then. Foodie says that the healthcare isn't actually limited. Don't believe everything you read online. It's perfectly fine where she is. Better than Canada in some ways. Julia got out. It's giving Rarity 2.0. I do believe they got her back in though. She ended up paying $50 US for the hospital visit in the end. She claims that it was affordable for you, but not for the people that are living there. She's already telling Salah not to have people over. They're going to think that she is so rude, inhospitable, and just darn awful. They probably already do since she had to run off to Doha for AC and fast food. What a princess. But now she's saying, don't invite people over. She wants to be able to seal on her couch in peace, scrolling TikTok and eating junk food. and doesn't want any judgmental eyes on her. Then you should have stayed in Canada, sweetheart. This part was interesting and makes me really question what is actually going on with Salah. Chantal is going through his stuff that he got from a storage unit and brought to a house. She asks, why do you have stuff here if you lived in Kuwait? Finally, some real questions. Salah claims that he came back in the summer over the years. He would spend his summers there. He also has a football trophy. Chantal said something about a Kung Fu award, but he never lived there. Speaking of Kung Fu, Salah's idol is actually Bruce Lee. That's why they named the cat that they took off of the street Bruce Lee. If he was playing sports, he would be doing it during the school year. Not that you can't play sports in summer, but it's a lot more typical for him to be playing during the school year growing up, right? But he never lived there. Something very shady is going on here. Why lie if he did grow up in Syria? What would be his motive there? Did he just maybe think that Western people don't look at Syria very positively? Or is he up to something? Also, Salah lists his hometown as Syria on Facebook. His now deleted Facebook, I believe. It's pretty safe to assume he grew up in Syria. Like, I don't understand why he's lying about it. He also said something about closing his business in Kuwait. Boy, you didn't have a business in Kuwait. I don't believe all of that for a second. I think that all of that was a ruse so that he wouldn't get deported, because if you're going to stay in Kuwait, you have to have employment. Joke's on him. His 400-pound meal ticket got him a one-way ticket back to Syria. You really can't make this stuff up, folks. Whatever kind of job, if anything, he was doing in Kuwait, it's safe to assume he's not doing it now in Syria. They're living off of Chantal's dime. Moving right along to her newest live, which was called Sweatin' Buckets, yo. They still have no AC. This one's going on right now as I am recording. She's still live. There's no AC. They'll get it tomorrow, inshallah. She's sealing in Syria, talking about food. Tries to insert herself with the Aunt Tammy situation. At first, she doesn't even know what the people are talking about. She's like, Tammy Slayton? Girl, you're not paying attention to the ALR drama? And then she insults Aunt Tammy and says that Tammy is clout chasing. At this point, I'm not sure what Tammy wanted to gain, but she's not doing videos to capitalize on her moment. So it's not for money or clout. She genuinely just does not like Amber, it would seem, and doesn't mind airing her ass out. She don't want nothing, it doesn't seem like. Foodie says that she's not defending ALR. She's being objective about it, but you haven't seen any of it. How can you be objective, huh, if you haven't seen anything? Salah starts playing Crazy Frog. Foodie brags about Salah buying her many couches, and he lets it slip that was because she broke one. She whines and whines because Salah won't bring her food. And no, he really didn't bring her anything. Sad, sad. He's letting her go hungry. She really just looks so filthy. Take a shower, maybe. I don't understand. She's in the heat all day complaining about how hot it is, but she refuses to take a shower. That's like 15 minutes of relief right there. Like, what is she doing? Foodie has to basically beg Salah for a thank you for the, quote, help that she did. He chimes back with, this is about 1% of what I did. You tell her, girl. Maybe she just wanted to get out of any kind of work. They start bickering. She was so sick, guys. Did we mention that she was back to the pizza today? Well, she was back to the pizza today. All right, you guys, that's going to be it for today's video. What do you guys think? House update from Foodie. She has not gone live from inside of the house, at least not on camera yet. I think she did say at one point that she wasn't going to be filming inside the house. Her last 2 live streams were filmed outside of the house. I would think that's even worse if you're worried about people finding the location. I don't know. It's not like anyone's going to go to Syria and bang on her door. Let me know what you guys think about this whole ordeal. More shady things coming to light about Salah. What's really going on? Is he after old girl's pocket change? And Chantal's health update. She barely made it home from Doha. That should scare her. It doesn't. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I will, of course, catch y'all in the next one. All right, bye, everyone.